Are you too accommodating in your daily life, so much so that it's actually a hindrance to your work? Well, we've got news for you. You might be a people pleaser. While it's a great set of skills to be able to work well with others, being too much of a people pleaser can actually set you back. It diminishes your work, undermines your authority, and eventually it can stunt your professional growth.
In this video, we're sharing 6 signs that you might be a people pleaser. How have you overcome people pleasing at work? Tell us in the comments.
Hi Contessas, I'm Kayleen, the content director here at Career Contessa, the only career site built for women.
And I'm Elise, the content marketing coordinator here at Career Contessa. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We drop videos weekly. Let's dive into the 6 signs that you're a people pleaser.
You agree, even when you disagree.
So there are going to be certain circumstances at work where personal and political stuff comes up. And I know for me, kind of battling that people pleaser tendency, I tend to try and take the temperature of the room and just kind of go with that flow.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you run into that?
Yeah, and I think it's healthy to an extent, especially when it might be one of those really hot topics, I guess, where you just kind of want to remove yourself because it's maybe not going to help the situation for you to put your 2 cents in. But I think people suffer when they agree with kind of everything going on. Maybe it's not really political or personal. Maybe it's something that doesn't align with the company's values entirely, and you're kind of just nodding and going along when it's when it really goes against the grain of what you're even comfortable with.
It also, like we mentioned earlier, it kind of diminishes your opinions, right? When you're trying to fit into a box, when your opinions are your own and really unique and wonderful, so you should go with them.
And valid.
Valid. If you find yourself being agreeable for the sake of being agreeable, ask yourself a few questions. Does agreeing with this particular opinion, direction, move go against my personal values? Is agreeing with this undermining the work and research I have already done up to this point? Does agreeing to this do more harm or more good? You apologize too much.
We definitely talk a lot about apologizing too much at work, especially as women. We actually have an article about it called How to Stop Apologizing at Work. And I think the 2 main things about it are, 1, you're undermining yourself usually when you're apologizing for things that just don't need apologies. I definitely still do this where if I kind of bump into someone in the hallway, I'm going to say sorry, and that's not really what you mean. It's just kind of what you're conditioned to do. And then the second real drawback is that when it comes time where you really do owe someone an apology, you say sorry and it's kind of lost its meaning because you're always just throwing sorries all over the place.
I will say that sorry is not the only way of apologizing with your language. Undermining yourself by saying just is a problem that I face a lot. So just kind of try and be conscious about it and really check yourself.
About using the weak language at work?
Yeah.
I think we also have a video on that. I think words like just or actually, or again, saying sorry when you don't mean it. There's this Gmail plugin. It's called, I think, Just Not Sorry, and I have it in my Gmail. And what it does is it flags words that are sort of filler, weak/apologetic language. Words I often use are just, actually, and sorry. I mean, sometimes it'll underline sorry and you're like, well, actually, I'm sorry.
I'm actually kind of sorry.
But it's really helpful because it just makes you more aware of the language you're shifting towards in your emails and whether you should reconsider it. You always have someone double check your work.
So we understand here that feedback is important. What I think happens is sometimes you can lean too far into the feedback realm and you're really just asking for feedback as kind of an approval, and that can often really undermine kind of the quality of your work and the consistency of quality in your work when you're constantly saying hey, do you like this?
Or is this right? Does this sound right? I think at some point, I do think especially maybe when you're starting a job, it's good to get feedback, but actually take that feedback and take note of it, and then you should be able to kind of from there do your work without constantly having to ask for feedback.
Yeah, I think something that's really helpful in this arena is once you get that feedback, write it down and kind of make it your own filter system, right? Run through that list, that battery of kind of quality control checklists And that way when you're asking for feedback, you really mean it, and it's not just kind of I notice myself, my voice gets really high, and I think this is nice. So just kind of watch yourself and know that you're doing a fantastic job. Just kind of run through that list first.
Yeah.
You are constantly burdened by other people's feelings.
At Career Contessa, we definitely believe that empathy is really, really, really important in the workplace. But there is a fine line where empathy becomes almost like nosiness and inserting yourself in places you don't really belong. So I think it's having empathy, but also being respectful of boundaries.
That could be particularly hard in an open office plan, right? Everyone is so close knit and close in proximity. But making sure that like you're able to get your work done, you can't really control how other people's days are going.
Yeah, I think you can check in, maybe even send a Slack being like, hope your day is going well, but it doesn't mean you need or even deserve to know what's going on.
And if you find yourself in that people pleaser category, your instinct might be to drop what you're doing and fix. And while that is coming from a really good place, it might just not be possible. So like Kayleen said, sending a quick hello or a Slack might be the thing to brighten someone's day, but doesn't affect yours too much.
Yeah, just like a message of goodwill, not what's going on, I need to fix it.
Yeah.
You rarely accept credit or praise. I guess in short, this one just means when someone gives you a compliment, just don't qualify it, just accept it. I'm definitely guilty of this. I do this a lot where someone will say good job and I'll be like, well, and I do think it's always important to give credit where credit's due. If there's a team behind you, obviously, yes, give them credit. It reminds me of kind of when NFL players are, they do the press releases after, and they'll be like, they always, you can tell they're prompted to go, well, it's just a team, which is great, but you should probably cut this part out.
No, this is gold. Let's get into it. What do you think about the Jets season?
But no, I just think it's really just sometimes just accepting the praise and moving on.
And holy moly, it can be so hard just to say like, thank you, without any qualifiers.
Yes.
Saying you're lucky is one of those qualifiers. Saying that it's the entire team is another one of those qualifiers. And maybe it's just like a safety blanket. I don't know. I wonder why we do that.
Yeah. So next time you receive praise, just accept it and enjoy it.
You earned it.
Hey.
You take the blame when it's not yours. So while in the moment it might feel like you're diffusing a situation, that you're kind of letting the air out of the balloon a little bit by just kind of accepting it, knowing that you can handle it, it does a lot of long-term damage. One, it puts a ton of stuff on your plate when you already have stuff to do. But two, it puts kind of in your colleague's mind that you are someone who takes the blame, and maybe that's not the best boat to be in.
Yeah, once someone recognizes that, they're going to be like...
Yeah, you don't want people taking advantage of your people-pleasing nature.
Yeah. Also, we just completed a course called Critical Problem Solving 101, and we definitely talk about this a lot, where it's a common way to fix a problem as it's happening, but that it actually does long-term damage because it's not really addressing the root. So those are just 6 signs that you might be a people pleaser. We actually based this video off an article called 10 Signs You Might Be a People Pleaser. So if you're looking for those other 4 signs, it's linked in the description below.
If you need an extra boost in confidence, download our free Self-Love at Work guide. That's linked in the description as well. How have you overcome people pleasing at work? Tell us in the comments. And if this video was helpful, give us a like and make sure to subscribe to this channel. We drop videos weekly.